c'est quoi le nom de cette chanson-là?
Accordion Two-Step.
Accordion Two-Step avec Monsieur Joe Hall ici, et Monsieur Chuck Bush ici à la guitare. Et ensemble, mon nom c'est Cedric Watson, on est le Tryo Kreyol. Oh ouais, merci d'avoir nous invité pour faire ça, vous autres là. Parti, jongle l'amour.
Oui.
Took you back to Bois and Kenray, and you know, back in them days, and playing house dances and everything. But we can even go back a little further and go down in the gutter with it a little bit. Some call it Bar de la Prison.
Condamné pour la balance de ma vie dans les bas de la prison. La balance de ma vie dans les bas de la prison. Ma pauvre vieille maman a mis sur ses genoux, les deux mains sur la tête, en pleurant pour moi, dit garçon, mais moi, elle va jamais te voir. Toi t'as été condamné pour la balance de la vie dans les bas de la prison. Je dis cher vieux maman, pleure pas pour moi, il faut y prier pour ton enfant, pour essayer de sauver son âme des flammes de l'enfer. Yeah, Petite ou la Grosse.
Oh, yeah.
Petite la Grosse, madame toi c'est toute la bienvenue. Petite jolie, madame toi la grosse affaire. Donnez-moi-les, madame toi donnez-moi-les. Il a ça, madame toi qui m'a trouvé.
On va jouer la Valse Criminelle.
marcher, mon charmant, j'appelle chercher, je peux pas t'avoir. Tu connais, ouais, c'est ça qui me fait la peine. Aujourd'hui, moi je suis là, sur mon lit après brailler. Moi je connais, moi je vais jamais t'avoir encore, criminel. Next, y'all, on a des tons pour une autre chanson, hein?
Oui.
Well, oui. Do a little something called Midland. C'est donc clé de C. Let's slow it down and do another valse, since we're out here in the humidity and heat and sultry weather of South Louisiana. You gotta keep it cool, then you gotta speed it back up, keep it cool. We don't want to have a heat stroke.
No.
Oh Lord, we don't want that. Right when I said that, we get a nice breeze.
Ooh, it felt good.
Right?
So I guess we got time for, it's called the Oberlin Waltz. That's an old tune that Kenry and Bois Sec used to play.
Oberlin Waltz.
Yeah. But I guess we got time for like one more tune, something a little bit upstep. And ça c'est on appelle la dernière chanson en français.
Hi, this is Joel Savoy, and I'm sitting here in Parks, Louisiana with three fantastic musicians. We've got Mr. Joe Hall right here, Cedric Watson, and Mr. Chucky Bush down on the end. These three identify as the Tryo Kreyol, and we're going to talk today just a little bit about the music that they play and kind of where that comes from and what it means. So, Joe, first of all, I just want to talk to you about that word Creole. Like, what to you, what makes this music Creole music? What is Creole music if people aren't familiar with it?
Well, first of all, Creole music is a music that derived only from here. You know, Louisiana Creole style. It developed here. And, you know, you had a lot of influences. You had French, African, Spanish. I was playing a festival one time, and they had this Spanish guy walked up to me. He said, "Man, you got some staccato in your music." I said, "Well, I never woke up one day and said I wanted to put some staccato in my music. I never did that. But you know, dealing with other people, and if you listen to some of these older guys, Mark, Knowlton, Simeon, Borseg, you know, a lot of my influences, E.G.S. Badon and stuff like that, they had that little, you know what I'm saying? And that's just something that I heard. And it was free, you know, that's like I was telling Joel before we started this show. When I would hear certain musicians were playing somewhere, well, I would go listen to them. And so you know, you take something from this one, you take something from that one, you take something from them, and then you got you. And that's how it happens.
And that's kind of what Creole is anyway,
Yeah,
right? It's kind
yeah.
of is that right?
Yeah.
So you agree with that?
Yeah, because you know, you take like some of the more modern stuff, what I play, I didn't really see a difference. And till I started hanging out with Notes and Simeon. And he's the one that got me into really listening to what was modern. And what he meant by what was modern, it was like Ira LeJean and Nate Knapshaw and stuff like that. So I started hanging with him, and we get together like every Saturday, and we just jam, and he pound that kind of stuff in me. But then the old stuff, like the stuff what Borsek and Ken Ray would do, he would say, oh yeah, my daddy used to play that, and then so he knew it and stuff like that. And then a lot of the stuff came from hanging. The older stuff came from actually being around Borsek and Ken Ray and stuff. So basically,
would you say that the Boisek and Canray is kind of the earliest Creole, or would you go even farther back from them? Like, when was the first time somebody said that that's Creole music? When do you think?
Well, I would think.
When do y'all remember hearing that?
Well,
I read it in old newspaper articles from like the 1800s. I would say that's about the earliest.
For like French music, this kind of. Out here, like on
Creole music. Normally, I heard them call it la la French music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had different words and phrases for it. But even, you take from even Amadou Ardouin, they consider his music to be the same as Cajun music.
Yeah.
But he was a Creole person. So, Boisek and Ken Ray, when it comes down to people like, I would say me and Cedric, I would say that is the oldest form that we could put our hands on. Boisek and Ken Ray. That was the oldest.
How does something like that?
I gotta beg to differ though.
You do?
I think that Amadeus' music was coming from mainly his community of people, because he learned from.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Because who did he learn from? So those people were Creole, and that style of music developed here through them, and because of being intermingling with French people and other cultures over generations. So that's the reason why technically I use the word Creole music, because Creole music. I mean, if you go, whenever you submit an album onto, like, let's just say iTunes or something, there is a genre called Creole music.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is what I'm saying is, coming from Eunice, and this is only my view, my grandfather, who was a pure Creole accordion player, his music and a lot of the Cajun songs were the same. I don't know how it got to be that way.
Yeah.
Origins, right? I don't know.
They just heard each other's music the whole time.
Yeah, they just fed off each other's one way or the other.
But when you hear somebody playing, if you hear somebody playing the accordion, you can probably say that's like a Creole style or that's a Cajun style. Right?
Yeah,
nowadays,
nowadays,
what makes it? What would you say makes it so different?
Well, Creole is probably older, and
like a style. Like if you pick up the accordion, you say, "I'm going to play a Cajun song or a Cajun style."
I don't say that.
You don't. You just play.
No, we just play.
I just play French music.
Yeah. Well, we don't. It's no way to.
That's what I like to call it.
Yeah, it's all the same.
That's all I ever heard people say.
But people like to have categories for everything,
But you know why that
like
exists.
Chucky, you play lots of. I hear you play lots of different styles on the guitar and the bass and stuff. You play a lot of Zydeco, right?
Yeah.
So how does Zydeco fall into this world? Like, where does Zydeco come in? Cajun versus Creole versus Zydeco, because it is still kind of similar, right?
I'd say Zydeco is beefed up Creole.
Yeah, it relies more on the
exactly
drums,
what it is.
the bass.
It's Creole on steroids.
Heavy metal Creole music.
Yeah, it relies more on the bass and the guitar and the drums.
Amplifiers.
Yeah.
There's usually not really a fiddle in Zydeco too much.
No.
But in Creole, there's almost always a fiddle.
But now in Zydeco, they
Yeah.
got keyboards and everything, you know.
right.
So, like I said, on steroids.
And then I would say another thing for playing the accordion in the Creole style is just more. It's I would say it's a little more advanced than playing Zydeco. I mean,
It's more notey.
Yeah, you got more notes and.
Well, there's
You guys
We
usually
can't
less
forget
of a
them
band.
Zydeco cats.
Yeah.
They switch over to the triple roll and all that too, so they got more things to do than what we do.
They got
Capabilities,
Right.
But my opinion, I mean, this ain't really my opinion. If you ask any ethnomusicologists, Cajun music and what we call La and Creole and Zydeco, they're all Creole styles of music. It's just that one is the Creole style of music of the white Creoles that are of Acadian descent, and this one is from the black Creoles of a long time ago, and this one is from the black music of a long time ago, but like he said, pumped up on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but they're
Yeah,
all
I agree with
just
that.
like jazz is a Creole
Yeah,
style of music.
once Clifton Chenier came with that amped up sound.
Yeah,
That's when it.
split off.
Yeah. That's when it.
Big band.
But then you still got some that can still do it
yeah.
this way too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's I just always, when I wanted to started learning accordion, I always wanted to play like this first.
You're gonna play what you want to play.
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't want to play with a whole band. I knew one day I would play with a whole
It
band.
was best to do it the way you did it.
Because
You can learn that accordion.
yeah, you can playing from the muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You really feel yourself. You can really feel yourself. It's and then when you play with a whole band, you can hide yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's
know,
true, yeah.
You can hide yourself, but
Yep.
playing like this, Cedric knows what to give. I know what to take. Chucky knows what to give, and it's
I like how
it
we the
just
only
works
ones
like
that give and you do all the taking, huh? You got that from your French ancestors?
I got it from
I like the way
got
you
it
worded
from
that.
I got it from watching LeBron bully ball. You know,
I like the way you worded that one. That was a good one, though.
yeah, you have to know what to give and what to take when you're playing like this.
And win.
You know, so yeah, and win.
Yeah.
And win. You know what I'm saying? But if you
You're
got a
more
whole
exposed.
yeah, oh yeah, if you can't do it, you can't be here.
That's why I respect bluegrass players and all of them, because they
Oh,
really
man.
got that harmony and that tight, like,
Oh yes.
Yeah. I mean, and then
It's the music of their own.
yeah,
Mhm.
Sure.
it takes off. But then, like I say, and like I tell anybody who asks me questions about this, some of this stuff developed right here.
the majority.
And you can't give it away. You just can't give it away. It's in you. Now, if you went out there and just disowned it, then that's up to you. But it's in you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can do this.
Yeah, you've been around it your whole lives. I mean, it's always
Yeah.
done it.
If
Well,
you-
see, for me, I just got introduced to this whole Creole Cajun culture maybe 25 years ago.
Well, they got plenty of people that
You know, I'm
that
talking
do
these
this.
guys like grew up in it.
Well,
Well,
I say this all the time. I tell my story like all the time, but this is gonna be short. I basically heard more like Bojack. I grew up on y'all, like I told you, and like John
Well, that's
Delafosse,
the
Keith
first
Frank,
experience I had with
and all that.
Zydeco.
Then later on, I heard that fiddle because just different recordings. I started hearing the fiddle in there. Like when I heard the fiddle with Zydeco, like John Delafosse played a little fiddle on some of his. I heard Canary on some recordings, even with Beausoleil. I heard that, and I come down and visit my uncle and them in Kinder. You remember Cleve?
Yeah.
Well, that's where I got that whole like That's where I got that whole like, whoa, people down here on the radio, they got French still. This is real. That's when I was like, whoa, this is the real deal. I could hear it in the old music.
Well, they got
I-
plenty.
I'm gonna
They got a lot of people learn it because they want to learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it just happened that way. I mean, myself, I'd be to my grandfather's house and he'd sit down and jam by himself.
Yeah, King Nate.
And then next thing you know, he had a yard full of people. Okay. And then after a while, he'd go in the house, take a shower, and then he'd come out and
That's how he started his concert. He got him to come.
be all dressed up. Be all dressed
Okay,
up.
well, y'all wait right there.
And then he wouldn't come back until nighttime. And he which means he went played somewhere.
Yeah.
And so, but they had people like 2 houses down. You know, and then you had Mr. Lulu Caesar and the Goodwin family, and they had a lot of people at that time when I was a small kid. So when he stopped playing, and I'll be saying to myself, oh man, but Bob finna go. I was listening to him, and so next thing you know, when he pulled off, I hit check it, and I'd walk down the street and somebody else was doing it, and I'd sit right there.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how it was in unison those times.
In the community, yeah.
Yeah,
You
it was
say
a
Mr.
community.
Roosevelt used to play with your dad and Bebe.
Roosevelt,
at the same
Richard,
time.
yeah, the big, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Twin
Yeah.
fiddle, whatever.
baby.
Cartier.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
About, I heard about him.
Well, that's just a little touch on a big topic, of course, but thank
Oh,
y'all
yes,
for sharing
yes.
with us today.
Thank you.
Anytime,
Yeah,
my brother.
Yeah.